How to be a very cold and quiet person. Are you a very loud and talkative person, but you want to be very cold, quiet, and reserved? Then this article will show you how. Steps. 1. Be quiet. This doesn't mean that you should never talk. However, being loud and boisterous is not going to pass you off as emotional and romantic. Romantic goths are often soft-spoken and thoughtful. Think before you speak. Is that comment really necessary? Has that question already been answered? Will that statement actually lead to a proper conversation? Train your mind to ask these questions before you open your mouth, and you'll be surprised at how much quieter you'll become. 2. Be independent. You must be courteous, but do not bend over backwards to please others. If you do, you may find yourself being taken advantage of in the future. Limit your time and availability, and draw boundaries with others so that they are aware of your limits. 3. Keep to yourself. If you have friends, that's fine. It's great to have friends, but you must be prepared to not talk to them as much. Or maybe you're going to be one of those people who is quiet around people you don't know, but talks around your friends. If there are things that you would normally say out loud, organize them into thoughts. It is easier said than done. If you are in school, and you normally sit in the middle of a big crowd of people, then sit in the back corner or back row of seats. At lunch, if you sit towards the middle of the table, sit in the corner. If you really have to talk, think about what you are going to say for at least 5 seconds. 4. Be stoic at all times. 5. Try to have a disinterested and indifferent attitude to most things in life. 6. When lining up for class or just hanging out with friends, lean against a wall with your arms crossed or in your pockets, one leg halfway up resting on the wall. 7. Definitely don't laugh or smile a lot. If something seems a little bit amusing, your limit is a mere grin or smirk, as if thinking that was dumb. Laughing makes people think you're an open person, and you don't want that, now, do you? 8. Don't watch TV much. You can when you're alone. Watching TV may seem harmless enough, but if you get caught watching shows like Zoe 101 or Wizards of Waverly Place, people are going to think you're playing with them, which you are. But you don't want them to discover that. 9. Practice being unpredictable. Think of your typical reactions to things. This is where knowing yourself comes in handy, and decide which reactions you want to keep, and which ones you want to change. Maybe you totally hate watching the footy, but every now and then you sit down with your family and really get into it. This is probably the hardest step, but if you work hard, you can achieve it. 10. Just read a book or draw. Don't skip rope, or go play football or something like that. If you're going swimming or ice skating, simply go around just floating or looking about. Playing on rafts or using a bar to skate aren't very clever ways to make people think you're all that mysterious. 11. Don't talk a lot about your opinions and feelings, except maybe to very close friends and family. Try not to let expression show on your face. If you aren't obvious about your emotions, you will seem even more mysterious. 12. Go for items with the darker sides. Learn to journal and write. Poets are quite mysterious. Poetry is a great way to let your emotion flow. 13. Read a great deal. Jane Austen, Charlotte Brontë and Alexandre Dumas père have all written great books. Books like these will increase your vocabulary and will impress many people. 14. Be silent but speak when spoken to, but seem friendly at the same time. You don't want to give off the impression of being rude. You want to be mysterious, which means if you catch a guy's eye, Give him a sultry look and look away, slipping into the shadows. Man, hell want to chase you. Tips. When texting, don't use text speak like LOL. Instead, text that's funny. It may be a pain, but it adds to the mystery, and people will take it more seriously. Never ever snub anyone. If someone talks to you when you plan to talk to another group, keep the conversation short and sweet. If you would normally say, "Wow, that kid is messed up," out loud, and risk getting in trouble, once you organize what you would normally say into thoughts, you can think whatever you want, and there's no chance you'll get in trouble. Don't act desperate or pathetic in front of people. And if you see your enemy or something, then don't let him know that you hate them. Being quiet is all like being gentle. So be gentle too. If someone walks up to you and asks why you never talk, look them squarely in the eye and say, "Why don't you ever shut up?" If your friends ask you questions, give them curt or short answers. Warnings. People could start thinking you don't like them anymore and stop bothering you and ignore you and move on even. Being too mysterious could make people, especially your parents, think that you're up to something not good. Keep it low, and don't go overboard. People may ask why you don't talk. Some people may view you so weird. Don't take this offensively, take it as a compliment. Being mysterious doesn't mean you can't have friends. You can have a bunch of friends and still be mysterious. It all depends on how you do it, as in, present yourself. You may be classed as moody.